Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Melody, and I'm finally back after my 3-week long hiatus. First of all, I want to shout out to every single person that followed me and interacted with my latest video. Thank you guys so much for the views, for the comments, for the subscribers, for subscribing rather. Thank you guys, I really appreciate it. When I posted that video, I was kind of at a point where I was considering taking a even longer break from my channel, but I figured that 3 weeks would be a good enough time for me to decide whether I wanted to continue to do this or not. And you guys, subscribing and interacting with that video just really gave me the push to, decide to keep going with this channel. So I really appreciate it. So with that being said, I am planning on returning back to my weekly postings. So every Wednesday around 12 p.m. Central Time, I will be posting a new video. So I'm going to continue with that. Today's topic is what the F is going on. I don't know where you guys are at in life, but right now I am in this place of stillness, as I feel like I'm on the tail end of a transition type of cycle rather, and I feel like I'm on the tail end of it. So I'm in that point where you're like in between like ending a cycle and starting a new one, and you're kind of like, well, like things are like slowly picking up the pace, but it's slow. So we just finished like a lot of retrogrades. Like a lot of retrogrades came to an end. Jupiter went direct, Saturn went direct, Pluto went direct, Mercury went direct, and I think that was it. I might be missing one, but those planets went direct. And in a couple, or I think next month, we'll start Venus retrograde, and Chiron and Neptune are still retrograde. So yeah, there's a lot of change happening basically, and I know that when we're in the midst of change, that can leave a lot of people feeling pretty clueless to what decisions to make. If you've dipped a little bit into human design, then you'll know what I'm talking about when I say, referring back to your authority and your strategy. And I'm a manifesting generator, so I always get them mixed up, but I believe my strategy is to wait to respond. So the waiting period, which is currently what I'm in, is like always the worst. I did I'm going to have a little talk. So like if you're ready to jump into the reading, then by all means, go ahead and skip this. I'm not offended. But yeah, the timestamps for each pile, 1, 2, and 3 will be in the description box and possibly in the comments. Sometimes I only post it in the description and sometimes I do both. But those timestamps will be in the description for sure. So go ahead and jump to your pile if you're ready. Again, this is pile 1, this rock, pile 2, amethyst, and pile 3, which is this painted rock. But back to what I was saying, as a manifesting generator waiting to respond, the waiting period is like the worst part. And at the beginning of this year, for the first time ever, I pulled cards for each month of the year, and I did a, year ahead forecast for myself basically, and just went month to month and did a video recording for myself. And if you would like me to do that for you, I do offer that on my Etsy page. So if you would like a year ahead forecast, you can purchase that on my Etsy page. But I did that for myself, and pretty much everything has came to pass. Or, if I was reading and I didn't quite understand how it would come to pass, going through it, I was like, okay, those cards make a lot more sense. So for my October portion of the year ahead forecast, at the end of the month for October, the last card that I pulled was a hangman. And so knowing that that was how I was ending October, I have a little bit better grasp on not pushing myself too hard this month for November, because ending October in the hangman energy, like this waiting is, for my benefit. It is for the shift of perspective that I need. So, and it's also waiting for my angels, my guides, my ancestors to put everything into place for the next chapter to begin. So, I'm not too worried about what's going on in November, but to still that anxious mind, because I am a Gemini and I'm an overthinker and I have ADHD. So it's like still this mind, I do constantly look back on past readings, or I do readings like this where I can just get some advice, I think the right word is platitudes, but just something to comfort me, like that I am on the right path and I am, doing the right things for my benefit. And so, when you have that notion in your head, that affirmation that everything works out for your best interest, that helps. But this also helps. So that being said, as I pointed out the piles already, we're going to go ahead and jump into pile 1. But again, I want to thank you guys again for being here, watching this reading, and let's just figure out what the F is going on right now. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. Today's topic is what the F is going on. So I'm going to figure out what is happening in your life, what kind of transitive or transformative, there we go, transformative or transitive time you possibly could be going through, or just if you just need some advice. We're just going to figure out what's happening first, and then we're going to figure out what kind of thing is happening, because it could be like you're going through a transformation, you could be just going through a transition. We're going to figure that out. Oh my goodness, I'm like stumbling over my words a lot today, so I want to apologize for that. But yeah, so we're going to figure that out. And then I was going to say something else. Oh, and then we're going to figure out what type of action you should take. So sometimes the best action is inaction. Like, we're going to figure out what you need to do. So let's go ahead and get started and figure out. First, we're going to look at the oracle cards and figure out what is happening exactly. So we have be bold and make the first move, cardinal moon. So it seems like pile 1 that you're in a time period where it does require action on your part. And I'm feeling this energy basically of you've been stuck for a long time in this planning mode of figuring out what exactly you want to do and whether you should make the move towards it or not, whether you should take the risk and, basically take the leap of faith. You're kind of like in this period of where I feel like you are like the Fool card in the tarot deck, but you've been reversed. So basically it's been like you've been scared to take risks, or scared that things aren't going to work out for your best interest in this path or whatever it is that you've been considering taking. And it's kind of been hard on you to decide, like, am I going to go in the path that society wants me to take? Am I going to make the moves that my parents want me to do, or my friends, or just kind of keep following the crowd? Or am I going to break off and do what I want to do on my own? And kind of figuring out if you're even brave enough to do what you want to do on your own. And you are brave enough, the resources that you feel like you lack or you need to take this move will be there on the other side when you start making the decision and you start, making the moves to make the move. And so it's really important right now that, you basically start following your intuition and what exactly it is that your body wants to do. Because when we listen to our mind can sway us, our ego can sway us into making decisions that aren't necessarily the best for us. And in the long run will be more detrimental than whatever, periods of adjustment that you have to make the decision that's better for you. Because sometimes what seems like it is the easier option turns out to be the harder option in the long run, and can put you back on, the place where you have to start all over again. Whereas the seemingly harder option is actually only hard in, the beginning or for a short amount of time, and then things ease up and then it ends up being the easier option. And so right now, you need to start having some discernment about what exactly, again, it is that you want to do, what exactly move you've been considering for this time, for a long time, and it's time for you to start taking action and doing it. Because the help that you feel like you don't have, or the resources that you feel like you don't have, like I said, it's on the other side of you saying like, yes, I'm going to do it. So what we have next is in the near future. So this change, or this opportunity that has to do with this change, it's like time's ticking basically for you to start taking action, or for you to make a decision. Because I think that whether you decide to do it or not, like, the universe is going to make a decision for you, and it's going to put you in a tricky position to where it's like you have to make a decision. And the most important thing is that you get in front of this now, because it's like when we have a tower moment come into our lives, that's when the universe like takes over sometimes, and is like, okay, like this, we need to end this, we need to squash this here now. And that can happen after like you just constantly ignoring the signs and doing it yourself. And sometimes doing it yourself, triggering your own tower moment can be easier than having the universe trigger it for you. So I feel like in the near future, like, this pressure is going to keep building up until there's an event or an occurrence that happens. And it's an opportunity, honestly, for you to finally make this decision to be bold and make the first move towards whatever it is that's been pestering you. Because I feel like this is something that you've been considering doing for a while. It could be as simple as you've been thinking, I don't want to hang out with this group of friends anymore. But you're like, I don't have any other friends to hang out with, so I don't want to be lonely. But it's like, you need to go ahead and drop these people so you can go through some time by yourself, so that you can, this change that needs to happen within you can fully initiate, so that you can meet new people and better people that are going to bring better opportunities into your life. Because it could be something like as simple as that, or it could be like you have had this business idea consistently pestering you for months now, but you're too scared to quit your day job and fully pursue this, put your energy into this. And there could be a simpler solution than, completely quitting your job. It could be like going down to part-time hours, or like taking one shift a week or whatever. But it's like you still have to take the time to talk to your manager or talk to your leader about that, and, figuring out what's best for you. But, you've been thinking about bills, and I have a mortgage to pay. Like, these scenarios are literally just coming up on the spot. But it's like, it could be something as simple as you have been thinking about taking a vacation, but you're scared to be a solo traveler. And this vacation that you've been thinking about, though, is so necessary to initiate a transformation in your life, because you can meet someone when you go on this vacation, or something can happen to you like beneficial while you go on this vacation. You run into a person that has an opportunity, and if you don't decide to take this vacation, you're missing out on something. Like, it's going to be different for every single person, but it's something that you've been thinking about, something you've been ruminating over, and for whatever reason you've been scared to do it. And then we have the situation will improve. So again, sometimes things feel permanent, but everything's temporary. Every event, you know, energy, thought, like whatever, it's temporary. So the situation that you're in, that you've been struggling through right now, it's temporary and it will improve. And we're going to give you some advice to help it improve, to help you have a better outlook on it, because, you know, that your mind can play tricks on you. It can make things feel harder than they are, or it can make things seem more impossible than they really are. And you also have the power to make things feel better in a situation that might feel icky. So let's get some more information on what exactly is happening to help you guys out. And I'm gonna make sure that the camera can see these cards after I put them down. So we have the Page of Air, the Page of Water, and we have the World. And I'm gonna get a sip of water real quick, you guys. I should have put my water bottle by me, but I forgot. Okay. So basically, I definitely feel like you're going through I feel like for a majority of you guys, you're going through a situation that is ready to wrap itself up. Because I can't really tell individually or, you know, collectively whether you guys are going through a transitive time or just a transformative time or a combination. But I do know we're in a chapter where cycles are ready to come to a close. And that's why you're starting to feel this pressure on yourself to make a change or to initiate something, because it's time for a new chapter in your life. And it's time to start dead ending a lot of things. Especially with the World card being here, the World is, you know, cycles coming to an end, and that period where you reap the benefits of going through that ending, going through that ending and getting ready for new beginnings. And so it's time for you to get ready to reap benefits and to harvest knowledge and to come out on the end of this a different person, or, you know, a better person, or just a better, like, well-equipped person. And so, yeah, you are on this path toward enlightenment in whatever it is that you are going through individually on your own. And so the Page of Air and the Page of Water, I feel like for a lot of people, this involves other people. Like, the situation involves other people. And again, it's different for everyone. It's some people, this is a situation that, again, you need to end with this person. And for other people, you need to initiate something with this person. This person has an opportunity for you. They have an idea for you. And they're wanting to listen or hear an idea that you have, and you guys can collaborate and work together to help each other. Because, yeah, with the Page of Air and the Page of Water being here, I feel like either you or this person embodies one of these energies of, you know, more logical or more intuitive, and you all need to collaborate together. Or one of you has this energy of more logical, impulsive, curious, and the other person has this energy of more intuitive, more sensitive, friendly, and this is your collaboration time has come to an end, and it's time to move on. But regardless, with this Page of Air coming in the reading, I believe that you guys are or going to have some challenging information come in. This card also talks about delays or changes to plans or truth being delivered to you without tact. So you could be this page of water or you could be this page of air, but you are going to end up having a difficult conversation with someone, and it could be difficult in a complete like negative sense, as where you need to, like I said, end things with someone, or it's difficult in the sense where you need to have a conversation with someone and you're nervous to do it or you're anxious to do it, but it's not. And it could be like you asking this page of water for help and you're not used to asking for help and it's hard for you to ask for help. So it's a conversation that's still hard for you to have. So there's some information or a conversation that needs to be had that's going to be a little bit difficult, or this is something that you've already went through and it could have left you in a bad position or in a kind of iffy position with this person, and that's what you've been worried about with this situation will improve. But yeah, with a page of water though, I feel like a lot of your difficulties right now have to do with processing emotions and dealing with emotions that you aren't necessarily wanting to deal with. And for a lot of you, that's why this person is necessary, because having this conversation with this person is helping you process emotions that you don't want to deal with. And I believe that is for everyone, regardless of what kind of conversation they're going to be having. This conversation is beneficial in some way, whether it's difficult, or it's not that difficult, but still difficult. Like no matter what, it's beneficial for you because it's helping you process these emotions and also helping you mature. And you're also going to be feeling like a lot more sensitive going through this time, and that is also something that's hard for you, because if you're used to being more of this page of air, then you're going to be, emotions, water is not something that you necessarily like to deal with. If you have more of that air-like quality where you're just kind of like used to using, your mind and your mental to process things instead of fully feeling your emotions. You could be going through this time of feeling your emotions more, and all of this is happening to, again, assist in ending this current cycle that you're in. So to say that again, a difficult conversation that needs to be had is going to be had. Someone has an idea, and it's either you need to collaborate with someone or you're going to be ending a collaboration with someone. The World card here again is saying the cycle's coming to an end. Rewards are on their way for you to benefit from. And a period of more creativity, but also more sensitivity is coming upon you. So we're going to pull some more cards and figure out what kind of action you should be taking right now during this time. Alright, what kind of action does pile 1 need to be taking right now? What kind of action do they need to be taking? Yeah, I feel so. You have the 5 of Wands, the 3 of Swords reversed, and then the 9 of Swords. So again, that sensitivity, I mean, that's that's definitely something that you're going through right now, because your energy is very guarded with the Five of Wands, and there's a lot of conflict between you and your world, and you feeling like you need to protect yourself, and that is leading to some emotional avoidance within yourself as well, and you also feeling stagnant due to that emotional avoidance, because your emotions do need to be processed with this Three of Swords reversed here. You need to process your emotions of hurt and where that guardedness stems from. Why do you feel like you need to be so protective of yourself, whether it's around these people or just, feeling protective of yourself, which is keeping you from making whatever move this is that you need to make. There's a lot of healing that needs to be done in that sense, especially with this Nine of Swords here, that overthinking, that mental, like staying in your mental instead of, letting yourself feel things, like using your thoughts to explain why you're feeling that way. That's detrimental. That's not actually helping you. And I know feeling fear or sadness or whatever emotions that you're protecting yourself from can be hard, but that emotional maturity needs to happen in order for this level up to finish, for you to get to this period of the world. So yeah, a lot of conflict between you and your environment, or you and yourself, feeling guarded, and that's where you're putting yourself into this Page of Air, because you could be dealing with challenging information or delays or changes to plans, which if you're dealing with delays or changes to plans, that could make you feel really frustrated with yourself and put you in this kind of mindset where you're beating yourself up a lot, being down on yourself, feeling like you don't deserve things or you're not worthy. So that could be that conflict within yourself, or challenging information if having to talk with someone makes you start spinning out to where you are like so scared to talk to somebody that you start having negative thoughts about yourself and your worth, or someone has to have a conversation with you, or you have to have a challenging conversation with someone else that just deals with you feeling really, wanting to have conflict between you and that person. So there's lots of different scenarios here for everyone, but this challenging time is necessary again for you to initiate growth, to initiate healing. And often when we're being triggered, it's to help us look at that, what exactly our trigger is and what triggered your trigger, and to help you heal it and start working on it, so that it's not something that is always an obstacle. Okay, and we're gonna pull some more Oracle cards lastly to get some more information on how you should take action right now. But basically the action you need to take is just work on your guard, and to try to put your guard down a little bit, be open-minded to the conversations that you're going to have this month. Mars is in Scorpio right now, so we have a lot of planets in Scorpio right now, and so a lot of truths are going to be told during this month, and so that could possibly be in part of that challenging information that a lot of you seem to be having to deal with this month. Okay. What action does pile 1 need to take right now? What action does pile 1 need to take right now, please? Literally, I was talking about this card, and I'll show you guys so you can't see it. We'll pull 2 more cards. All right. One more card for pile 1, please. What action do they need to take? So yeah, you guys are going through a period of healing. And that's hard. And it's probably why you need to be bold and make the first move so that you can go ahead and start initiating some of these conversations, it seems like. So we have leap. And that was literally what I was talking about with the Fool energy. And I was also thinking about this card in this deck because I knew I was going to pull this card. But it says, you go first, the universe will catch you. And so that's just in part with this be bold and make the first move. You know, the pressure's on basically, like within the near future. In order for the situation to improve, you know, you need to do your part in it to, you know, help this healing process. And then we have unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Yeah, again, I was getting like a lot of you guys are going to be ending some relationships this month, and just, you know, let go when this happens. Like, don't hold on to anything that is no longer serving you. It's time for you to release these collaborations. Honestly, it's time for you to release these people so that you can collaborate with better people in the future. And then Lumeria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. That's literally, you know, goes so in part with this world card here. And this Nine of Swords could be talking about the fact that you have so much anxiety about your self-image and what you deserve. And probably a lot of imposter syndrome about feeling like you're even worthy to have your own piece of heaven on earth. But you definitely are worthy of that, and you are worthy of taking action toward your goals and your ambitions in order to create this Lumeria on earth. And you will be rewarded for that, whatever action that you take. Believe me, it's not all on your back. You do have a spiritual team around you that can help you with taking action, that will put the resources that you need on your path, put the people that you need on your path to help you. And it's not something that you have to think about doing alone your entire life, because that's not the case. So let go of that imposter syndrome as much as possible. I know it's hard. It's easier to talk about than actually do. But it's possible to create this Lumeria on earth. It's the thing that needs to happen, though, is you need to make the move to start ending things and letting, you know, these new opportunities come in for you. So I hope that resonated for you, pile 1. I hope that made sense. Let me know in the comments, you know, what kind of reading you would like to see next. I have some ideas that I'm pretty excited about, but I definitely wanted to help people with this reading and just get some advice out there for you guys. But yeah, I hope that you have a great day, night, or evening. If you're interested in a personal reading or any of the t-shirts that I sell, check out my Etsy page. And if you're interested in following me on social media, the links for that will be in the description box. Bye! Hi pile 2, if you chose this amethyst crystal, then this is your reading, and we'll be figuring out what the F is going on in your life right now. So I wanted to do this reading to give anybody that's just been completely clueless on what action they need to take, what path they're on, if they're still on the right path, like whatever you need to hear right now, this reading is for you. We're going to figure out what is happening. As always, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So let's start out with our Moonology card. We have a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. So basically, you're in that, this isn't going to make sense, but you're in that like kaboom. You're literally in that kaboom stage of a transit of time. And so when you're in that kaboom stage, there's one of two things happening. It's either you feel like nothing's happening at all, or you have that restlessness, that anxious energy of like you feel like something's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen though, but you're feeling this energy like kind of continue to gather up. And it reminds me of another Moonology card that says the energy is gaining momentum. So basically, you're either like in this stillness before the storm, or the quiet before the storm, or you're on the other side where you feel the energy gaining momentum. You feel that kind of ball of kinetic energy continue to come towards you, and you're like, don't know what to do. Like, should I stand in the way of it, or should I jump out the way? So either side of that, though, it's a lot of anxiety, because when you feel like nothing's happening, that makes you feel like you need to push the buttons and get things rolling yourself. But how can you know that things are happening, in the spiritual realm for you, or like that things are being pushed, into play for you, when you literally kind of have like, hands over your eyes, hands over your ears, but you can't see or hear anything or feel anything. So yeah, like how can you, what's the word? Just how can you even view that something is happening for you when it's in the background? And then on the flip side of that, when you feel that energy like gaining, and you're like, okay, when is the ball going to drop? Like you're kind of like stiff, like waiting for the ball to drop. So let's get some advice and figure out what is happening, or what you need to do. So we have no need to worry. So there's no need to worry right now. Depending on what side of the coin you are on, things are working out for your best interest. Things are being pushed into place for your best interest and being set up for you. So you just need to chill and just keep doing what you're doing. Keep working on yourself, more importantly, and spending time with yourself, spending time in quiet, meditation, especially if you're feeling really anxious right now, sitting down and breathing, working on your breath work, doing some sort of something to calm your mind. It could be coloring, it could be yoga. Yeah, I've been trying to do yoga every day. I haven't been successful in doing it every day, but I've been doing it pretty consistently, like at least 3 to 4 times a week. And I've been just doing like a yoga with Adriene video like every day. And so like doing something to help yourself, to distract your mind from this restless, anxious energy that you have right now. And then we have reconsider. So I think, sometimes our ego tells us to do something that we don't necessarily need to do, but that's your ego like telling you like, oh, nothing's happening right now and I'm being lazy, or I have nothing going on for me. Look at all these people else, like, oh, look at all my friends. They have family, they have kids now. Or look at my, Instagram page is full of people that have, their body looks right, they look successful, they look like they're doing things with their life, and I'm not doing anything. So like, if you've kind of felt pressured into like taking action on something that you don't necessarily feel right about because of society, or your social media page pressuring you, or just thinking back on your old high school friends and they're doing things with their life, it seems like if you feel pressured into doing something that doesn't necessarily feel right, but it's because of all this outlying stress or anxiety that you have, like, you need to reconsider taking that option. You need to reconsider that path that you've been thinking about, because in your body and in your soul and in your head that it's not the right thing for you to do, but you feel like you should do it because of society or whatever pressures you put on yourself. And you need to reconsider that. Heavily need to reconsider that. Okay, let's see what else we have. So we have the 2 of Fire, we have the 5 of Fire, and then we have the Hermit. And then we have Luna coming over to the cards. And whenever Luna comes to visit while I'm doing a reading, I always believe that it's because she's here to give you some loving energy and some help. So I'll give Luna a chance to come comfort you guys. So yeah, 2 of Fire, 5 of Fire, and the Hermit. So I want to address the Hermit energy first, because This is, again, what I was talking about, spending time in meditation, spending time by yourself, working on yourself. That is either something you're already going through heavily, or it's something that you've been avoiding doing, and you feel like as if you don't want to be alone right now, but you need to be alone right now. You need to work on yourself, because this is a period of, this is an opportunity, rather, this period that you're in right now, as this fiery climax approaches, because spending time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, self-discovery, working on yourself is going to help you be prepared for this fiery climax that's coming, because you don't want the gate to open and you not be ready for like what's on the other side for you. And so spending time by yourself, getting to know yourself better, putting some love on yourself, some self-care, that's going to assist you. And just spending time in quiet meditation, opening yourself up to hear and listen to what your spiritual team is telling you, is going to help you, because you are in a spiritual journey right now. This is a spiritual journey. And so with the Two of Fire here, you're in planning mode. And honestly, I don't even feel like you're in planning mode as much as you're about to be given the tools and the resources and the information from your guides and your spirit team on what move that you need to make next. And this card says, you come into your own new partnerships or contracts, continue to move forward. So this is this energy of you're on this diligent path. And some of you don't even know what path that you're on. It still hasn't become clear to you what exactly you should be doing right now. But that's actually for your benefit, for you to not know, honestly. And you're just supposed to keep doing what you've been doing and just keep working on yourself furthermore, like I said, and continue that self-care in this hermit mode, in this hermit phase. But with this Five of Fire here, like I said, with the reconsider energy, reconsider what path you've thought about taking that doesn't necessarily feel right, because listening to your body and listening to your intuition is more important than listening to your mind sometimes, because the body knows what it wants and what it doesn't want. And I can already hear like somebody who is really, religious talking about like listening to the flesh. And just if that's you, if you're sitting here like, okay, well, my religion teaches me not to listen to my flesh. That's not what I mean. I mean like our gut knows better than the mind sometimes about this situation stresses me out. That stress or that uneasy feeling, but your mind is pushing you regardless because of teachings that aren't necessarily beneficial to you. That's what I mean. And so if your body feels uneasy about this decision, listen to that. If you don't feel enthusiastic about it, listen to that, okay? Let your body lead you towards things that you feel a sense of peace about, a sense of tranquility, not things that feel anxious or uneasy. So that Five of Fire, that competing goals, bothersome details, conflict with others, I feel like for you in this situation, this Five of Fire energy is more so you pushing yourself to do things that you necessarily don't want to do, and that's the competing goals that you're dealing with. And again, for some of you, it can be like other people are pushing you, but I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's your own mental. So, Luna, stop. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so yeah, Two of Wands here though. Ideas are coming, collaboration with new people are coming. So I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be meeting new people soon. You could have already been in this hermit phase for a long time now. Some of you where you've been on your own and it's been difficult and you're wondering when are you going to meet some new people. New people are coming in to help you on this journey. And then for some of you, if you've been with people for a while and it's people that you know you don't need to be hanging out with, it's time to ditch. It's time to leave these people alone because you're not helping yourself. If you're around people consistently and you know in the back of your head that you don't like or trust these people, but it's because you want to be around somebody and you don't necessarily want to be alone, but you know you don't even fully like those people, leave those people alone so you can meet some good people. And you need to work on yourself, because if you're hanging out with people that you don't even like just to not be alone, then that, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get preachy, but I'm just like, do better for yourself. All right, so we're going to pull some cards to see what kind of action you need to take. But yeah, so basically what's happening right now is you're going to be getting some information, some from a source. Either during a quiet time of meditation you get what you need to know, or you're out and you run into someone and they say something that triggers something within you. And because of this information, it's going to be time for you to distance yourself from something that is going to be competing or conflicting with the right decision that you need to make. And it's going to either you're going to continue to be in this time of stillness with the Hermit, or it's going to trigger you into that Hermit. Okay. What kind of action does Pile 2 need to take right now? What kind of action does Pile 2 need to take? Yeah, so some sort of truth is going to be coming in. There are a lot of planets in Scorpio right now, and so a lot of people could be coming in to have conversations with you that, you know, you might necessarily not want to deal with. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and then the Tower and the Fool. So, yeah, this fiery climax that's approaching is going to be this Tower moment. I believe a lot of you do have conversations with people that need to happen, with the Ace of Swords being here, and it's either within this conversation, like I said just a second ago, but I want to reiterate, either within this conversation that you get a spark or the idea or the drive, the motivation, and that's going to like trigger this fiery climax, or this fiery climax that's going to be triggered is a download of information that you get within your own time, within your own space of quiet meditation. But this is an idea, creative idea that's fueling this 2 of fire here, of you deciding to take action on it, to start putting planning into making this idea concrete. And then with this Knight of Wands, I feel like this is really you just pushing off from the crowd, going on your own, doing the necessary work, and surrounding yourself with like-minded energy. We have a lot of wand energy here, and so I feel like you need to separate and find your own people with this Knight of Wands. And that is going to be a journey within itself, honestly, for you to put yourself into these new groups of this collaboration that are going to help you. But it's going to be an eventful, exciting journey with the Knight of Wands. It's going to be fun, a little tricky at times, but yeah, action needs to be taken on this idea. And I think honestly a lot of you are coming out of this hermit mode, because you've been in a inner journey right now, and it's about to be time for you to start taking action externally. to make this dream come true, and separating yourself from this crowd of fire, five of fire here, where you've been really competing with other people and competing with yourself, you know, your emotions versus your own mind. And this idea is really triggering this tower moment. You know, you separating yourself is triggering a tower moment, but it's healing and it's helpful, and it's going to put you in a space where you feel more confident to take this leap of faith and to continue to move forward on your own. So I really feel the action that you need to take is like happening already, like within your own time. Like it's not something that you need to like really trigger, but I think the most important thing is you being open to talking your feelings out, or to talking with others, and to being open to separation from groups, because your solo time right now is the most important to this journey. And it's going to be a lot of it. There's going to be a lot of it, rather, before you really come into the right partnerships with the Two of Wands. So, and I honestly feel like moving is on the chopping block. Not on the chopping block, but it's on, moving is going to be like necessary for a lot of you guys. Because a lot of you guys, this Five of Wands energy is so ingrained in your everyday life that it's so necessary for you to physically pick yourself up and move yourself to a different place to fully get away from this, so you can fully have the real alone time that you have been missing out on with the Hermit energy here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the, I know you're giving me love bites, but I don't like that. Please stop. Luna's like, all's fair in love and war. And honestly, like, I'm getting like, for like, this is a timeless reading, but for a lot of you guys, if you're watching this now, like the actualization of what you're working towards, or what you're about to start working towards, you're going to start seeing it becoming like more actualized and more like fruitful in Aries season, but more specifically more like April. So between now and April, like you're going to be in a completely different spot. And between that April and the following April, you're going to be even in an even better spot, as long as you like do the reconsidering that you need to do, have the conversations that you need to have, separate from who you need to separate from, and make yourself the priority, and make this journey the priority. That's the bigger thing, making this journey a priority. Okay. What action does pile 2 need to take? Oops. I'm going to take it. We have the initiation here. What action does pile 2 need to take? Align your life. And inner temple. Let me get this. Okay. So yeah, the initiation card is all about going through difficult times. And it's honestly a difficult time of healing to be brought to your rewards. But more importantly, the initiation is about a difficult time coming to an end. So it's a rite of passage, it's crossing the threshold. It's the necessary tests that need to happen to make sure that you're ready to accept your rewards. You're ready to handle the opportunities that are coming in for you. Because if you don't go through the tests and you can't handle it, then the rewards that are wanting to be given to you are not going to seem like rewards. They're going to seem like burdens, because you can't handle them. So this period that you're going through right now is the initiation. You're already in it. and it's necessary. There's no escaping it. So right now, the action that you need to take is figuring out what is in alignment with your path and what's not in alignment with your path. And again, I genuinely feel like there's a lot of people that are on your path or that you're hanging around right now that are not beneficial to this path that you're on in the initiation stage. And you need to, disassociate yourself from these people and continue to work on yourself and, cut out any patterns or cycles that you're in, or any contracts or agreements that you have within yourself or with other people. You really need to start sifting through those things and figuring out, again, what's beneficial and what's not beneficial, and really working on your inner temple with the inner temple card here, being really devoted to yourself and to your journey. Tune into the portal of your heart here. So that's honestly, that's heart chakra energy. And working on your heart chakra, listening to your emotions, listening to how you really feel about things. I don't know if anyone watching this knows about human design, but if you research human design, if you know your birth time, then you can get a chart through human design and you can figure out what your strategy and your authority is. And I feel like a lot of you guys, your strategy and your authority have to do with your sacral or your solar plexus. So it's like your emotions are more of a key than you know. And I was talking about, earlier, just your gut telling you I don't want to do this, but ignoring that and still going through with it, and then things not turning out how you would have hoped because you ignored what your gut reaction was. So just listening to your body and listening to your emotions and letting your emotions lead you, listening to your body when it's so yelling at you saying, no, I don't want to do this, and actually listening to that. Or when you don't have an emotion, when it's neutral, sometimes that is still a no. But when you're excited about something, when you are ready to actually take the action to do it, then that can be a yes. So just, taking the time on this journey right now to do the necessary research that you need to do, and just figuring out, on your end, what exactly this idea is, making it more concrete, starting to take action towards it, and letting this tower moment happen when it happens, and just freeing yourself from what you need to free yourself from so that you can take this journey fully without any, how this person only has one bag and a dog, that's how you want to take this journey. You don't want to have a whole set of luggage with you. You just need a little backpack on your backpack trip across Europe. So that's what I have for you, pile 2. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. And if you're interested in a personal reading or checking out the t-shirts that I have, check out my Etsy page. It'll be in the description. If you want to follow me, keep up with me, my social media will be in the description. I hope that you have a good day, night, or evening, and I will see you later. Bye. Hi, pile 2. If you chose the glittery painted rock, then this is your reading, and we'll be figuring out what the F is going on in your life right now. So as always, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right. We have hold your vision, fixed moon. So it's important right now that whatever you're going through, no matter what you're going through, rather, that you continue to hold your vision, continue to remember what you set out to do in the first place, and don't let society or external pressures, push you to make a different decision that you don't necessarily feel is the right decision to make. So it's important that you hold your vision right now. I think you could be going through some tests of your commitment and your commitment to your journey and your vision. So we have perfect timing. So things are working out right now for your own benefit, and you could be feeling pretty lost about like this vision that you've had. You could feel pretty lost about whether it's still, coming into fruition or if you're still manifesting it. But it's still manifesting, and it's going to come in its perfect timing. And all you have to do is continue to be doing what you've been doing, because you're still on the right path. And then we have choose a new direction. So for some of you, you have been considering choosing a new direction, and this new direction is the new direction so for some of you, the new direction you are supposed to take, and you're going to know when to take it within this perfect timing. And then for others of you, you've been considering this new direction because you don't feel as if you can attain whatever it is you've been considering, or have been taking action on in the past. And so this hold your vision card is telling you, no, you don't need to take this new direction. You need to continue to hold your vision. And then for others of you, it's continue to hold your vision, and also you'll know when to change your direction in perfect timing. So I hope that made sense. All right, let's continue. So we have the Two of Air, the Magician, and then the Emperor. Let me get a sip of water real quick, you guys. Stop it, Luna. Come here. Oh my goodness, she keeps trying to like play with my hair, and I'm sitting on the floor and she's like underneath the bed. So like every time she like swats at my hair, she's like hitting my butt and like digging her nails into my butt. Like not hard, but like it's like a like light scratch, and it's bothering me. Like stop, Luna. Ugh. Anyway, let me just put my hair to the sides in front of me and just ignore her. So, Two of Air. It says, being unable or unwilling to make a decision, a stalemate, pretending there is no problem. So, yeah, I feel like that's where a lot of you guys are at, especially if you've been considering a new direction and you're concerned that this manifestation that you've been working towards is not going to come to fruition. So there's a lot of like confusion about what's happening right now, and confusion about what direction you need to be taking. And again, this is what I'm saying, like perfect timing for those who are supposed to take the direction. You'll know exactly when to take it, but it's not really something that you should let, distract your energy as much as it has been distracting your energy. Like you shouldn't let it like overtake your life right now and just put you in this Two of Swords position. So taking time to breathe out right now is super important to just help you process and your emotions and your thoughts fully, because you'll know again when to take this direction if you're supposed to take it. And so then we have the Magician here. You're ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. So pretty soon you're going to be seeing the results of what you've been holding your vision on. It, like I said, it's coming in perfect timing. And I genuinely believe for a lot of you guys, perfect timing is near. And you're also going to have more of a clue on what move to make next pretty soon with the Magician here. So you have been manifesting advice from your spiritual team, and they've been holding out on you as far as to what move to make, because you're not supposed to know right now. Like you're supposed to be still and also just be really present and where you're at in your life right now. Y'all see my cat? Like, she is on crazy time right now. Okay, the Emperor. So we have organization, logic, structure, and discipline, leadership. So, hmm. So yeah, this involves another person. The Emperor card here, it involves another person for most of you guys. And I believe for a lot of you guys, it's a masculine figure in your life that you go to for advice. And this person gives you a lot of structure in your life, helps you with discipline, and you really value what they bring to your life. So, okay. So, a lot of you guys are actually considering, with this Emperor here, I feel like for some of you guys, this Emperor is, again, a masculine figure. They could be like a father figure in your life, or just someone that you really look up to. And for some of you, the new direction that you've been considering taking is actually like going on your own, like away from this person, and not like and it being like more of like a test of your ability to have grown up. Like, do I really need this person anymore? And so for some of you guys, that's what this new direction is. Like, do I really need this person in my life anymore? Or do I really need their help and their advice? Like, am I able to do things on my own? And so for some of you guys, you do need to take that new direction to be able to figure out, like, am I able or capable of doing things on my own, or trusting my own decisions, my own advice, my own logic. And so some of y'all are on the path to going through your own kind of development of becoming like the Emperor in your own way. And then other of you, this Magician, that resources that you have and the ability to manifest them goes in hand with this Emperor energy, because you have become like your own organization, your own structure in your own life, and you provide your own leadership. And then for other people, I feel like this Emperor could be some sort of management in your life. Or people or someone coming into your life to help you manage your life better and to assist you with these manifestations that you are fulfilling. So the Emperor energy is different for a lot of different people, but overall it's this energy of structure and discipline, of organization and logic. And it's either an energy that's been very helpful in this path for you right now, or you are starting to feel like you rely on it for too much, and it's time for you to see if you can do things on your own. Let's go ahead and pull the action cards and see what sort of action you need to take. Okay. What action does pile 3 need to take right now? Put that back. The Magician came out again. The Nine of Wands. And then one more card, please. I don't want to take those. Okay. So we have the Magician again, the Nine of Wands, and then the Ten of Swords. So yeah, this time to take or choose a new direction. Like, I understand as to why you've been feeling that way, because I think a lot of you guys feel this cycle coming to an end in your life, and you want to go ahead and close this chapter by yourself. But there's still some lessons within this chapter that you need to continue to work on or work through. And it's not necessarily time to completely abandon this chapter. And so you'll know you'll know when it's time to start the new chapter or when it's time to choose a new direction. But you need to continue to hold your vision within this chapter right now. So yeah, with this Magician coming here, I think this is just a double confirmation with the Magician appearing twice that your manifestations are coming. It is good for you to hold your vision because I think a lot of you will be choosing a new direction, but it's not a direction away from what you've been manifesting. It's just a different path to getting there. It's like this path has come to an end and you're at like a fork in the road, and it's like, okay, am I going to continue this way or am I going to continue this way? And so that's kind of like the new direction that you're going to be, initiating when it's time to. So yeah, the Magician coming in again is just double confirmation that, your manifestations are, actualizing, and you will be seeing, them come into their entirety soon. The Nine of Wands is that push of that you need to hear right now, that you need to keep going. Hold your vision. Like, this is that confirmation of holding your vision again. Because the Nine of Wands energy is like things becoming difficult, things becoming like, I don't necessarily know if I should keep going, but kind of running out of that drive, that ambition. But it's like, don't give up now because you're literally almost there. So you're very close to this cycle, this chapter coming to an end, and you're just in this last bit of it. I think with the Ten of Swords reverse, you could be holding on to something that's you need to let go of, and that could be part of you having a hard time with this chapter coming to an end, or wanting it to come to an end. You might be trying to bring something over from this chapter that you don't need to bring over, or it's the exact opposite. For some of you guys, I believe that you kind of killed something that you weren't supposed to kill. And I think you'll know which side of that coin you're on. But I think you could have dead-ended something because you were scared of it, or you didn't believe it was supposed to continue on the journey with you, but it actually was. So those are two different sides of a coin for people. But with the Ten of Swords reverse, I just believe like there's a situation that needs healing, and it either needs healing in the sense of having a conversation with somebody and like getting a job back, or restarting a friendship, or it's a conversation with someone that you aren't ready to have because you need to let them go, or you need to let a job go. And so yeah, mostly for y'all, the action remains the same of just holding your vision, continuing on the path that you're on, and like knowing things are working out and the way that they're supposed to. And let's get some Work Your Light Oracle cards, and then I will let you guys go. All right, what action does pile 3 need to take? I'll take the... We're going to shuffle for a new card. Ah! Last card, please. Pile 3. What action does pile 3 need to take? Okay. Alright. Okay, so we have Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So yeah, you are going through this awakening period right now. And entering into another awakening period, because you're like in this transitive time right now between cycles. And so as the cycle comes to an end and a new one begins, you're going through an awakening time between them, those two cycles right now. So like integrating this new version of yourself that you will be becoming in this new cycle with this old version of yourself that you are currently at. And so, yeah, when you're going through an awakening time, it can lead to so much exhaustion and burnout, because you're having to navigate, you know, your old life basically, because you are going to be shifting into a new life very soon. You're having to navigate your old life as kind of like half the old version of you and half like this new version of you. And also having to introduce yourself and get to know this new version of yourself, and having to, you know, navigate that, it leads to, you know, exhaustion. And so just be really gentle on yourself right now. With the share your voice card here, journaling, I believe is going to be very helpful in this time. And talking to people, if you have any safe people in your life, like people that you really value, you know, talking to them is going to be important right now. And again, meditation, sitting down, being still, breath work, yoga, anything that's like calming and just something that you can really breathe through, that's going to be helpful, and you opening up to yourself more and getting to know yourself a little bit better. And then this no card here is telling me that you're in, again, this time of pause, of waiting, saying no to this new direction at the moment, because it's not time. But more importantly, this pause and wait and postpone is what's really coming out at me. Is like you're in this time of waiting, and all you can do is hurry up and wait, pile 3. So that's what's going on in your life. I hope this was helpful. If it was, give me a like and consider subscribing if you aren't subscribed. And leave a comment below letting me know what you would like to see next as far as pick a card readings. If you're interested in keeping up with me, check out my description box. My social media is linked there. And if you're interested in a personal reading or checking out my t-shirts, my link to my Etsy shop is also in the description. Bye, guys.